Welcome to Study Loop.
Now we have China introducing a tax on all of the grain exports from their country. So first, let's look at before, and then we'll see what happens after. So in the before, we have our normal supply and demand, and that's domestic supply and domestic demand. But then we also have the world price of grain, because you'll notice that producers are going to sell not just to domestic consumers, but to foreign consumers as well around the world. So at first, what do we have? We have consumer surplus above the world price and to the left of the demand curve. The producer surplus, on the other hand, is going to be everything below the world price and to the left of the supply curve. All right, so you'll notice we have this considerably large producer surplus and a rather large consumer surplus, relatively speaking. Okay, so what is going to happen then when we introduce this tariff on all exports? Well, essentially, you're going to have the world price drop. Now, this is the price that sellers are actually receiving, okay? So while the going price in the world market stays the same, when the Chinese exporter looks at what he's getting for actually selling his product, that price is falling because of the tariff, and it's falling by the amount of the tariff. So this area here, bounded by the black dots, this is going to be tax revenue. Okay. Now, the consumer surplus is going to grow pretty substantially. It's going to more than double. So now it's everything above the green dash and to the left of the demand curve. The producer surplus, on the other hand, has shrunk. It includes everything below the dashed green line and to the left of the supply curve. Okay? So there's two areas left, and those are going to be lost economic activity, which we'll just mark with X's. Okay, so in terms of total surplus has decreased by the two areas that we marked with X's. All right. So, how does an export tax affect domestic grain prices? Well, clearly, domestic prices have gone down. They were at the solid green line, they're now down to the dashed green line. How does it affect the welfare of domestic consumers? That has clearly gone up, right? Consumer surplus has increased. How about the welfare of domestic producers? Well, that's clearly gone down. And what about government revenue? Well, government revenue went from zero to the area we marked with TR for tax revenue. What happens to total welfare in China as measured by the sum of consumer surplus, producer surplus, and tax revenue? Well, consumer surplus has gone up, producer surplus has gone down, tax revenue has clearly gone up, but total welfare has fallen again by an amount of these two areas